So you're starting your mind.
I mean, you can say like, um, High Mountain Biome, I'm Colin, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. This is the High Mountain Biome. I'm Colin.
I'm Matt.
And let's get started.
Hope you enjoy.
Let's begin with a quick definition. Mountains are a landform that rises at least 1,000 feet or more above the surrounding area, and a mountain range is a chain of mountains close together.
And now a quick tour of all the mountain ranges of the world.
We'll begin in Europe with the Alps.
And then go to the Himalayas in India.
Next we'll go right on over to Mexico where the Sierra Madres are.
And then we'll travel north to the Rocky Mountains in North America,
And then we'll go back down south to the Andes in South America.
where we will focus most of the time on our species. To compare the seasons,
Winter it occurs between October and May.
and summer is June to September.
Winter reaches temperatures below freezing and receive 100 inches of snow.
And during the summer it's 4.5 to 15 degrees Celsius and gets 12 inches of rain.
In most biomes, soil can be found rich and produce plentiful crops.
But not in the high mountains. It's rocky and sandy, leading roots that need very strong and thick capabilities. That makes no sense. Works? It works. Just gonna wipe the dirt back up.
Displayed in front of you is a high mountain food web.
It starts with the mountain lion, who is the apex predator and will eat anything that it sees. Mountain lion will eat the sheep, the rats, and the high-level consumers.
The herbivores will then go to eat fruit, ferns, and bushes, which will feed the high-level consumers.
A typical high mountain will also contain fox, eagles, llamas, elk, chinchilla, moose, rabbits, algae, and carnivorous trees. Although the population density is extremely low, the food web is still interconnected. For example, if the apex predator was removed from the biome, the secondary consumer population would be unchecked. In this case, an example would be, without the puma, the fox population would grow. If a secondary consumer was to be removed, like the fox, then primary consumer population would grow, such as rabbits and mice. If a primary consumer was removed, then plants would have uncontained growth and secondary consumers would change prey or die. If producers were removed, then the entire population of species would decrease without a way to gain organic compounds for proteins. There are many keystone species, but none quite as beautiful as the Andes mountain native, the mountain tapir. Its inefficient digestive system allowed seeds to pass through and are easily dispersed. This beautiful animal has saved wax palm and the highland lupine. Would you look at that animal? How beautiful. It's triumphant, yet graceful. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's charming. Oh, drinking water? How cute is that? Glub, 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 glub. Oh my god. Oh, what is, oh. What am I, oh my god. Dogs.
Let's use this lovely bear to explain adaptations.
One adaptation is hibernation, which animals use to stay away from the cold weathers by sleeping in caves. Also,
They have insulated fat and fur for warmth.
species also have adapted blood cells that are more prepared for the low oxygen in the air.
Like red blood cells, large lungs are also an adaptation due to low oxygen in the atmosphere.
There are also short arms and legs, as well as ears to keep them warm.
And to reduce heat loss. Natural selection in the high mountains is shown in many ways. For example, the lower mountain tends to have darker colored fur to fit in with the dirt, while up higher is lighter to match the snow. Another example would be fur. Down lower the mountain is much warmer, so the fur is very thin, while natural selection tends to have thicker fur at the top of the mountain due to snowy and freezing conditions. Abiotic factors that affect organisms in the high mountains include high UV radiation, high altitude, strong winds, freezing temperatures, and rocky conditions.
Our example of mutualism symbiotic relationship includes elk and microorganisms. When this ruminant swallows its food, the food travels through the rumen. Here the plant or food are digested with the help of microorganisms. They are able to produce a special chemical which have the ability to break down plant cells. However, the ruminant does not have this ability. Microorganisms digest the plant to benefit themselves as well as the elk. In return, ruminant provides them a constant supply of vegetation and a place to live.
The nitrogen cycle begins with nitrogen-fixing bacteria in soil that converts N2 into NH4+. Once the nitrogen is fixed, the NH4+ will be taken up and used by plants. Nitrifying bacteria found in the soil can convert NH4+ into NO3. NO3 more readily absorbed by plants. Plants will then use this nitrogen to produce molecules like amino acids, which are then incorporated into proteins. When a herbivore eats a plant, it will digest the protein into amino acids and use the amino acid to build proteins it may need. When an organism dies or is consumed, it will become detritus, waste so to speak. The waste is then decomposed by bacteria or fungi. Decomposition releases NH4 back into the soil. NH4, with the aid of nitrifying bacteria, converts into NO3. NO3 can do one of two things: become absorbed by plants, or, with denitrifiers, be converted into N2 in the atmosphere.
The high mountain biome typically has a much slower nitrogen cycle due to a thin atmosphere with less nitrogen due to altitude, as well as a low animal and plant density compared to most biomes. Photosynthesis removes CO2 from the atmosphere and incorporates it into organic compounds. The organic material is then passed from plants and fungi to primary consumers like rabbits. From there, the organic molecules are passed to high-level consumers like the fox that eats the rabbit. Cellular respiration returns CO2 to the atmosphere. Decomposers also break down organic molecules, returning the CO2. There is one final way that CO2 can be returned. Common to the high mountains is the burning of wood, which releases CO2. Fossil fuels also do the same. Both have been attributed to global warming. Lastly, the carbon cycle is similar to the nitrogen cycle, sharing a slow rate due to a thinner atmosphere in the high altitudes with a low CO2 count, as well as an overall low plant and animal density, which lowers the frequency of cellular respiration and photosynthesis.
Although the alpine biome is one of the most protected biomes on the planet, the human impact has been changed very dramatically. Humans have built ski lodges
They've also cut down all the trees.
and overhunting on animals such as snow leopards for pelts.
Pew pew! And now a special thanks to my one true love, Mr. Trober.
Suck up.
What are you talking about?
Well, you spelled his name wrong too.
Oh god! Oh no! Oh no! Whoa!
Oh, whew, fixed it. No problem.
And now a quick tour of all the mountain ranges.
We'll begin with the Appalachian Mountains in Europe.
The Appalachian Mountains in Europe, dude? Are you
We're
serious?
gonna start this over.
No, we can't start this over. We have to keep
No,
going.
we're gonna
this,
start
This is
over.
our blooper. This is our one blooper.
How do you stop this?